September 7th, 2011. Let's talk about gold and banks. Let's talk about gold and banks. You know, gold hit 1922 yesterday. When I left the house today, it was down $66 or down $50. And, you know, there's a lot of people thinking about that. So let's just talk about some fundamentals here. I'm on a beautiful patch of grass here in Salt Lake City, right near Temple Square. Yep, there's the church office building and some nice apartments and Key Bank. So understanding banks is key. And a lot of people just recently in the last 2 or 3 years have understood that the Federal Reserve is a private for-profit corporation. But some of us old-timers have understood that for 30 years. And, you know, if you don't understand that, you basically are clueless. And so, you know, I mentioned yesterday in that video I shot on gold, you know, people say, you know, I'm a little more calm here, because I'm nice and in the grass and I have a little bit of time. Gold doesn't pay dividends, of course. Tell me something I don't know. And the other thing is you can't eat gold, and duh. So I think, the guy's name might be Marco Rubio, and I was listening to him on national radio, and, you know, trying to cut down gold. You got these rah-rah cheerleaders that are trying to cut down gold, and they're just inane. Because gold is real. It's been a store of value, as most people know, for thousands of years. And what they store in those banks is now it's digital. It's not even really paper anymore. Mostly digital. So the thing is with the whole banking thing, it's rational behavior. It's logical to store your value in something that will keep its value. You know, right now, I think I'm going to try to store some value as things improve for me in the next few months in wheat, in corn, in real things. But do I really want to store it in the dollar? Sure, the dollar might be up in one day against the Swiss franc. But that's just all this banking crap that's going on. Is, you know, about Greece, Italy, Bank of America, government suing it. But you know what? It goes back to Adam Smith and the free markets. When California real estate was going up like crazy, and then even Utah real estate, even out here, which is not quite as cool a place as California, stuff started going through the roof. Why? Because of this easy money, no-doc loans. Who should pay the price for that? The people that wrote it, the banks originally. But for them to write those things, put them on books, and then put them on their books at the big banks, then turn them into CDOs, collateralized debt obligations, and then sell them to banks in Europe and other big banks. Look at, that's not the job of the U.S. taxpayer to bail out, and that's why this is a total huge fiasco, and the death blow's already been given. And people, they'll talk about it sometime. You'll catch somebody talking about it on the media, but they always have this thing like this Marco Rubio guy. Some kid who was like 20 years old, and the dad said, I can't get my kid to, you know, believe in Social Security, to save for Social Security. It's like, well, duh. He has a smart child. And Marco Rubio goes, well, yeah, he's got to understand that, you know, when he's 65, he's going to collect Social Security, whether it's inflation or not. And I'm like, oh, my gosh. This guy that's really, I'm serious, I think his name's Marco Rubio, on national, and I guess he has a huge show on national radio, believing that Social Security will be here in 45 years, which is a ludicrous joke. I think if your IQ is above maybe 103. But that's why it's difficult for you. I'm not getting the whole IQ thing and the genius thing, but how can you think that, given the trends, just given mathematics and politics and what's going on with 1.4 million people on, or excuse me, 1.4 million annual $1 trillion official deficits, not to mention all the other shenanigans that are going on, 45 million people on food stamps. It's over. Social Security is not going to be here in 5 years, let alone like 45 years. So you listen to these guys on mainstream media, and I was listening to Gerald Salenta, and he calls them prostitutes. But it's just ridiculous. So I watch it for pure humor and insanity. I mean, you talk about insanity. Just watch some mainstream TV. Well, Social Security, you know, we could depend. Are you kidding me? I had this figured out 20 years ago, and now it's ending. It's ending, and it's ending fast. So of course, gold is going to continue to be a store of value. It's going to drop. It'll go to 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. And the only thing that would drop the price of gold is a huge discovery, because there's enough people that understand math and fiat currency, fake currency, Whether it's Alan Greenspan admitting the other day, hey, we can pay the national debt, we'll just print it. Gold will continue to be a store of value, even if the government makes it illegal. You know, people in China will be buying it, in Argentina, all over the world they'll be buying it. And then even Switzerland isn't even a safe haven. Look what happened to the Swiss franc 2 days ago. A massive move. Craziness in a lot of ways, but also very logical. So stick with gold. You know, if I had $10,000 right now, would I want to stick it in there and depend on those guys to take care of it for me? Or, you know, would it be better to have gold and silver and corn and wheat and flashlight batteries and try to be self-sufficient? This whole interdependent international economy kind of makes me hurl, because that's not the way God intends it. He doesn't intend for people in Greece to be messing up people in Germany. It's not the way it's supposed to be. But the powers that be, the big-time boys that own the central banks, they want to own the world. They want to rule the world, and they're doing it, whether you realize it or not. And so once you figure that out, then you go, well, you know, this is nice and green. What can I should learn what to eat. All grasses are edible. You know, there's hundreds of thousands of things growing. The rain's still falling. A lot in some places and less in others. But it's all really pretty easy to figure out if you just kind of stop and think about it. But if you're dependent on this system, this collapsing system, you're clueless. You need to get away from it and chill out. And if you're going to depend on Social Security 20 years from now, your IQ is very low. And if you're going to depend on it 40 years now, you're in the mentally retarded area. In fact, you know, I don't even want to say that because the Down syndrome kids are so bright and loving and intelligent. Put it this way, financially, you don't get anything if you think Social Security is going to be here in 40 years. So gold's a great store of value, silver's a great store of value, and yes, when there's food shortages, food will be the best store of value. But there'll be people obviously trying to get that food from you. So that best thing will be in the community where people share and protect each other. And so that's the place to be. So I'm big into the Rocky Mountains, where I'm at right now. Why the pioneers came here in the first place. Hello. So I'll continue to make videos, but I think I'm going to pick some fresh tomatoes today. And I think I'll store some balsamic vinegar, some apple cider vinegar with the mother, and just continue to count my blessings. I love those people out there. Some of you get it, some of you don't, but the cleansing is already started. It's coming, and be in tune with this beautiful earth that we have. It doesn't matter if you're in tune with those things or not. I mean, the value of that paper currency has depreciated massively in the last few years. Get real things. Be happy. The main thing is relationships, because they carry on into the next life. They're a big deal in this life, and they come from a pre-earth life. Relationships. Rock on. Love everybody, but we'll only be living with the people that aren't cleansed, 5 years from now. And I hope to be one of those. So I need to repent, try to be a good guy, try to raise my frequency higher, and take care of my health. Rock on. Ciao.